Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Deb Gillard, your host of the program. Today is Friday, February 17th. And we are, of course, still decked out for Valentine's Day or Valentine's Week, as it is. We know that some of you will be celebrating this weekend. And yes, Leanne says you're our sweethearts. We're leaving it up to the very end. Next week will change. So thank you so much for joining us. We, of course, are coming to you on Charter Channel 8 and Blip.tv. And we do welcome your information as well, so please take note of our cell phone numbers and email address on the screen throughout the course of the program. It is our Owatonna Today Show supporters, though, that really help us bring you the program, and we hope that you acknowledge that. We certainly do acknowledge them and thank them so much. Please patronize their businesses and tell them thank you. They include our premier supporters, the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Mayo Clinic Health System Owatonna, the Owatonna Public Utilities, and the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County. Primary supporters are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Little Theater of Owatonna, the Owatonna Care Center, Steele County Environmental Services, and Steele County Historical Society. And our interlude supporters, they are Abraham Consulting Technologies, Advisors Mortgage, A-Plus Soenvac, Glenn Mager and Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clare Bridge of Owatonna, Carlson Branstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Horizon Eye Care Professionals, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Clancher and Son Landscaping and Concrete, Napa Auto Parts, Owatonna Business Incubator, Pizza Ranch of Owatonna, Profinium Financial, Snap Fitness, and TPS Insurance. If you are interested in becoming a supporter or know of someone who might, please get a hold of Leanne on her cell phone, 390-5751. She'll be happy to get you a supporter packet for your consideration. And individual contributions are always welcome as well. You can send that, if you are interested in doing so, to Owatonna Today, 1130 North Elm here in Owatonna. Great show. Lots of information for you today. Lots of people on set here, too. First of all, when we come back from our break, we are going to be talking about the police chaplaincy program. Very interesting. I think you'll find that. Later on in the program, we will be talking about all the things that are going on with our local Owatonna Hospitality House. So again, a lot of great information. We'll take this break for our supporters so we can come right back.
I'm Dan Branstad of Carlson-Branstad & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Greetings from the site of your History Center. As you can see, construction is almost completed and we expect to begin moving in during January. We still need your help to raise the funds needed to burn the mortgage and reimburse our investors. We hope you'll consider a donation towards this new chapter in Steele County history today.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us on this Friday, February 17th. We welcome in studio Captain Jeff Mundale of the Owatonna Police Department. How are you?
Good morning, Deb.
Good. No stranger to our program, are you? We've had you on a couple of times, I think. And newcomer, I guess I would say, to our Owatonna Today Show, Reverend Brent Carlson. Welcome to you.
Well, thank you for having us here.
Yes, you're welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to go back and talk. I know we had you on, and we've referred to different things that have been happening in here with our Owatonna Police Department, and we're very fortunate to have representatives coming on our program all the time to let us know what's going on. One of the things that I know we referred to back a while ago, I think when we had you here, Jeff, was the chaplaincy program, police chaplaincy program. And at that time, it was just kind of a thought or a plan, and it had not gotten very far. You've come much further in the process now, and so we wanted to talk about that today. It is designed to do what?
It's a service that we're providing. We're extending law enforcement services throughout the community. We're looking at trying to offer more compassionate care for people who are in crisis, who are involved in stress or a critical incident in their life.
All right, and we'll be talking about how we're going to get those individuals in place. It's really kind of twofold. So part of it is really reaching out to the community, and what types of things might bring a chaplain on site for things having to do with law enforcement?
It would mostly, we'd be calling upon the chaplaincy program to be there to assist law enforcement when we have a death, when we have grieving families, serious motor vehicle accidents, structure fires involving loss of property, homicides, suicides, sudden infant deaths.
Sure.
Anytime that we feel that a person's in stress and needs more immediate care sooner than many of the professional services in the community can offer.
Can respond, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah.
The other piece is we want to be able to take care of our employees. These officers and line officers that are on these calls really become so involved, emotionally involved, and it could take a toll on them as well. So
Exactly.
we want to be able to take care of our staff and offer care that they need. And we'll extend that out to their families as well.
What a great program. And this is not something we've previously had, as far as you know, in our Owatonna Police Department?
Right, it's taken a little bit more of a personal touch. You know, the city does offer an employee assistance program. This is going to be something that the officers are going to be able to really get to know our chaplains more on a personal level, and they can solicit them when they need help.
Well, what a great thing, as we know our officers are under a lot of stress dealing with those situations as well, and helping to guide other people through it and need the help probably just as much as any of the individuals and families that might be being helped out in the community by this.
That's correct.
So it's good to keep you guys healthy.
Thank you.
I say you guys, I know it's men and women, so I don't mean that to be gender specific, of course, but what a great program. So you've gone through what kind of process since we talked to you last?
Well, the piece that we needed to work on first was the policy development.
Okay.
That is complete. We used a few model policies from different agencies, one being Eau Claire Police Department. One of our prospective chaplains actually came from the Eau Claire Police Chaplaincy Program. So
Okay.
we looked at their model policies. We tweaked it to fit Owatonna's needs and what the needs were of our agency.
No, is this something then, having models to go with in other communities, is this something that's pretty common in other communities, or are more and more looking at it now?
It's fairly common for large agencies.
Okay.
There's several metro agencies that have a chaplaincy program in place. Others are developing one as well.
Okay. It would seem to be a very good plan to be looking at. We're going to find out a little bit more kind of the nuts and bolts. Who are these individuals going to be? And for that reason, we have Reverend Carlson here. And let's get to know you just a little bit better. Reverend Carlson, you're involved with which church here?
I'm the pastor of Christ Community Covenant Church
Okay.
on the south side of Owatonna, down by the fairgrounds.
Okay. And how long have you been here in the
I've been
community?
here a little over 12 years.
Okay. All right. So a well-known figure. And
Getting to know my way around Owatonna.
well, I would hope so after 12 years. Okay. And your church has how many individuals?
We have about 50 or 60 people attending on Sunday morning.
Okay. All right. Kind of a relatively small church, and we
Right.
know there are a lot of church options here. You're, for lack of a better term, we were trying to figure out exactly how you'd be involved in there's a ministerial association, and because you're kind of at the head of it, we're going to call you the chair. We're not
Okay.
really sure if you're the chair, right? You weren't. I said, what are you, president, CEO, chair? What are you?
Well, it's not an elected position. It's
Exactly.
more like a volunteer position.
Okay.
But I'm the moderator, or I kind of gather
Bring people together?
the ministerial association together,
Okay.
and we meet once a month.
All right.
We meet once a month for lunch on the first Tuesday of each month.
Okay.
And Tori's is very nice to service on that day.
All right.
And it's open to anybody involved in the professional ministry within the church community of Owatonna and surrounding area, actually.
Pretty well attended then by the various
We have
pastors?
anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20. I think last
Very nice.
week, we had up to 25 people there.
Okay.
So it's depending on schedules and so
Sure.
on, but it's volunteer, and people are aware of it, and people come as they are able.
Okay.
And we gather and we exchange information about what's going on in the various churches across the community, and from time to time we have conversations of community interests that would impact the churches and how we can better serve the community. And then from time to time we have a guest come to speak to us on matters that would affect the church community and how our churches can be involved in better serving the community.
And this would be exactly one of those things. What a
Exactly.
great fit. So the Ministerial Association is obviously very involved right now in this process. And where are we right now? We're kind of in the application and recruitment
We have,
area.
with the invitation of the police department, we have sent out notices that the police department is involved in recruiting pastors and credentialed ministers for the position. And we have gotten several responses and several interested. They have filled out applications and submitted them to Captain Mundale and the police department.
Okay.
And that's kind of where we are in that process.
Okay. And your goal is to have how many in this, in the chaplaincy program?
We're going to initially start with 5
Okay.
chaplains. And then if we reevaluate and we find that there's more of a need, and we can certainly add more.
Okay.
There's going to be an application process that's going to end on the 20th of February.
Okay, so we're only a few days away from that.
Correct.
Okay.
However, we're going to continue to have an ongoing interest and application process so that when we do have a vacancy, we'd be ready to fill that.
Okay. And then what kind of, what will be considered in order to have someone in one of those positions? Do they go through an interview process, or how will they?
Okay. Correct. It'll be an interview meeting with our command staff, just to get to know them, see if there's going to be a good fit
Sure.
for our needs. And after that, they'll have to submit to a criminal background investigation. We'd like to have the program up and running, at least have our candidates selected, named as our chaplains by April 1st.
Well, we're very excited to hear about that. It's been a great progression, and it sounds like you have a lot of support from the Ministerial Association. Pastor Carlson, you're hoping to be one of those individuals to be able to help out yourself,
as long as I
aren't
pass
you?
all the credentials needed here.
Okay. And you will be available then these individuals will be there to be able to really respond in those emergent situations, correct?
That's the plan, is
Okay.
that we would be available. There would be a rotation of chaplains involved, but then there would be an on-call situation, on-call, so that we would be available in case of crisis or emergency. But also, from time to time during the month, we're encouraged to just ride along or to be available in a non-crisis, just so that we can get to know the officers, we can get to know the community on from that level.
Sure. And we should mention, we were talking ahead of time, this is not to replace perhaps psychiatric care that may need to go on after a situation such as we were talking about, or certainly not to replace someone's relationship with their own pastor, but it's really meant to be that interim or that immediate need, isn't
Certainly, it's an emergency response, so we would be available on site right at the crisis. But then, as chaplains, we would be resourced to the person's pastor, priest, religious spiritual leader, and so that we could resource that person to bring them into their own church and faith community.
It sounds like a great program. Thank you for your involvement so far, Reverend Carlson and Captain Jeff Mundale. It's been a long time coming here, probably, and a great process, but you're nearing the end, and it sounds like it's going to be a great addition to our police force here for the community.
And thanks for helping promote this and get the word out.
Yeah, thanks for telling us about it, and best of luck as you finish the process.
Thank you.
Great,
We'll
thank
take a
you.
break for our supporters, and we'll come right back.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Don't let the cold winter weather stop you from exercising. Keep up your fitness program at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. We offer a variety of different membership packages available in daily, monthly, and yearly basis. We also have a variety of programs and services to help the newest of members get started and help those who have been around for a while improve on what they're doing. The Tennis and Fitness Center participates in insurance reimbursement programs with a variety of different insurance providers that could make you eligible for up to $20 credit each month. For more information about the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, call us at 444-4290.
Hello, I'm Dr. Wilbert Pino, and I'm the new orthopedic surgeon at the Mayo Health System's Owatonna Clinic. I'm a general orthopedic surgeon who relocated here with my family starting January 9th. My areas of specialty are pediatric and spine surgery, and I do general orthopedic surgery as well. I look forward to meeting you and be of service to you if you have any orthopedic needs.
Hi, I'm Amy Swain of Amy Swain Hearing Centers. I know that buying a hearing aid can be confusing and difficult. My job is to make that easier for you. With 18 years of experience with many different brands of hearing instruments, I can help you make the best choice. Remember, when purchasing a hearing aid, you are entitled to a trial period, and during that trial period, if you are not satisfied, then you can try a different brand or style. At Amy Swain Hearing Centers of Owatonna, Austin, and Waseca, we believe you deserve to hear better.
Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show. It is Friday, February 17th. As I mentioned, we have a full house today. A couple of guests in our first segment and 3 at the table here. We welcome Deacon Pat Fagan. I was going to start with Pat and then go to Deacon, but that wasn't going to work too well. Welcome. It's very nice to see you again. Marlene Nelson, welcome to the program.
Pleasure to be here.
And David Bryant, welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep, we'll be talking to these individuals a little bit more later on because they all are involved with what we're going to be talking about today, which is our hospitality house. And Deacon Pat, you're here. You can kind of provide us a little bit of historical perspective, if you will. You've been with the hospitality house since it first started here in Owatonna.
Pretty much so. The next mayor here, Pete Connor, had the initial idea of bringing a group of people together from the community to go ahead and look into and try and do something about homelessness here in town. I was brought on, that was back in September of 2007. He gave me a call at the office one day in November 2007, invited me over just to kind of sit in on the group. And from there, I guess I was kind of hooked into...
Lo and behold, you're involved.
What we're doing.
Okay. You're a deacon at what church here in town?
St. Joseph
Parish. Okay. All right. And so what have you seen since that very first meeting and, as you say, kind of getting hooked? What have you seen at Hospitality House?
Well, it's kind of evolved over the period from November of 2007 till we actually opened the house up in December of 2008. Meetings of the people to figure out, well, what segment of homelessness are we looking at? The initial group actually broke into 2 camps, I guess. One decided they were going to handle the homeless women and women with children.
Okay.
And that kind of left us with, the homeless men.
Okay.
At the time, the homeless children, or those at risk, were being handled out on South Highway 45.
Okay.
There's a program out there. In the meantime, that had been closed. But we stuck with what we were looking at, and that was helping homeless men here in town. And we had one of the pastors up in Medford, Pastor Dean Rudloff, actually rented or purchased the house that we're in now, and we've been renting it from him ever since. We thought the program was going to last maybe 6 months. Maybe we could hold out for that long and see how we could do. Then when 6 months came by, we still had funds, so it helped us to go to 12. All of a sudden we turned around, and this December we celebrated having Hospitality House open 3 years.
Amazing.
And we've grown to having, what do we have? 4 beds upstairs, 2 downstairs, 6 beds in the house.
Okay.
The reason we're doing a fundraising right now is because those 6 beds, they multiplied. We've got now 2 to a room upstairs, 4 down in the basement, and it's just gotten too crowded.
Okay. The needs are great, aren't they?
They are.
Okay, and you've seen that, and it's obviously been a great program and working very well, and the funds are still there. We're seeing great support from the community.
Absolutely.
Let's talk then a little bit about the fundraising, but even before we get to that, let's maybe meet David. Can we do that, Marlene? Okay. David Bryant, you're here, and you are you're a resident currently at the Hospitality House, right? And what brought you there? If you can kind of be our snapshot, kind of who is the type of person that is at Hospitality House, and you're one of them.
Well, how I ended up at the Hospitality House is basically I went down had some bumpy roads ahead of me in life, things, with the economy and the job situation and things like that. Things tended to get pretty rough, so I heard from a fellow friend that, check out the Hospitality House. He said it's a good place, you'll have somewhere warm to lay your head at, some food, and they'll help you out with a lot of programs. And in my situation, I was like, well, you know what, I'm pretty open-minded to anything right about now. Anything beats the cold. And once upon I got into that program, it was just real beautiful. My whole life has changed within the whole 3 weeks that I've been there.
Where were you staying before you ended up at Hospitality House?
I was couch hopping for a little bit, couldn't keep a stable place, and things were kind of, rough on my end and stuff, finances and so forth, but yeah.
Hospitality House gives you a warm place to be and food on the table and maybe some good relationships and a lot of good resources, doesn't it?
Yes, they have a lot of good resources. Like if you need help finding treatment, that'll be the place. If you need help with finding mental health, that'll be the place. If you're out job seeking, it's like a good thing. They kind of see like if, you know, even though you're in a barrier of a situation in life, that you're still have that focus to want to go out there and make a change in your life. And that place right there really gives you that chance. And
Okay.
it's been a blessing for me.
Okay, and you've just been there a few weeks, and what
Yes.
are you working on right now? What's your most important thing?
Right now, I've been working a job for a week now.
Okay.
And down at the Mizuki restaurant downtown, and been attending community service and things like that. So eventually it's like I want to take all these good things and eventually have my own place, and I want to give back to the community because the community has been given to me.
Very, very nice. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us and sharing your story, too.
Thank
That's
you.
important. It's important for us to know the type of individual and really how much it can help, and that's very, very important. The needs are there. We know that. You're overcrowded. We want Marlene to talk a little bit about what do we do about that. So you're looking at a bigger facility.
Yes, we're looking at Safe Harbor at 250 East Main, and it would fit our needs perfectly because it would house more people, and we'd have to turn away less than we have to turn some away. And we probably would there because the economy just doesn't improve. It's getting worse. But I sure like how David answered your question because I think such good work goes on at Hospitality House. I feel very blessed to be a part of this program, and I feel like we're helping guys. When you get down to homelessness, it's hard to get back up. And we really give those guys a chance. We're not a handout, we're a leg up. We're giving them a chance to pull themselves back up and get a first month's rent and a deposit saved. And our guys are almost all working. We get them back to work as soon as we can, and then we just ask them, save your money so that you can get back out on your own. And that may opens up a bed for somebody else that's even in more of a crisis. So I just think it's something wonderful to be involved with, but right now we really have to ask the community for an awful lot.
There's kind of a push here, isn't
We
there?
have a deadline. We have a $25,000 gift that would like a 2-to-1 match from the community, and I think that's fair enough. But he would like us to get in there mortgage-free and even have a little bit of a cushion after closing.
Okay.
Because after a fundraiser this strong, we're going to need a little cushion because people are going to be burned out. And so I'm really hoping that we can pull this together, that we have to get it together by the end of this month, which is really short time. So I really bless you for having us on the show. If we can reach more people and get the word out, that's very essential.
What do they need to do, Marlene? How can they get a hold of you if they're interested in making a donation, helping with an event or something that can help meet your need?
They can send monetary donations to P.O. Box 541, Hospitality House, Owatonna. Or they can, if they have, and I don't ever want to discourage in-kind gifts either, those can go right over to 515 State Avenue right now.
So this would put you in a much better place. You wouldn't be renting. You would actually own this facility. There's so much more you can do with that. It's going to immediately open up room for you to have more people. Again, the needs will continue to be there.
As our large donor said, you struggle hard enough from month to month. We don't want you making a mortgage payment.
Okay.
He said, that's why I want the 2-to-1 match. I want to see you get in there without a mortgage.
Okay. And the reason we're in a kind of a time crunch is because that's when the person or individuals or whoever is selling that property, they really want it sold by the end of February.
They want the closing done by the end of this month.
Okay.
So we know we're asking an awful lot of this community, but we know we live in a very giving, caring community.
We do.
And so we're just hoping God didn't bring us this far without getting us over the hump. So I think we're going to make it. I'm optimistic and I'm very, very hopeful.
And you've been involved since June, and I
Since
bet they're glad to
June.
have you coming on,
There you go.
pushing the agenda through. I'm sure Marlene has been a welcome addition.
My niece said, you are their marketing person.
That's the hat you're wearing.
Yep, I knew what I had to offer and I knew I could do it.
Okay.
And so I love writing my monthly column. People look forward to reading that monthly column. And I decided homelessness had to be brought out to the front.
Very nice. Is there a phone number that people can call? Do we have that on the screen someplace, I think?
451, they get a hold of me at 451-4845.
Okay.
I do spend my days at St. Joe's. That's where I work. So
Happy to answer questions and get it done. So
I can
let's
answer
put the
whatever
plea
they
out
got.
to the community. Thank you, Deacon Pat. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, David,
you.
for sharing your story. And let's hope we can get this done here for Hospitality House.
Sure
Best
hope
of luck
so.
to you.
thank you for
Thank
helping me get
you.
it out for us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We'll take a break for our supporters, and we'll be back to wrap up for today.
All right.
Hi, I'm Molly Tichenal, manager and personal trainer at Snap Fitness, your 24-hour fitness solution. Snap Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty with the Sterling House Assisted Living, a part of Brookdale Senior Living. Our mission is to enrich the lives of those we serve with compassion, respect, excellence, and integrity. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Jan Hansen, and I am at A+ So and Back, the fun place to be. We are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Elaine Benson, and I play Muriel Eubanks.
And I'm Steve Searle, and I play Lawrence Jameson in LTO's current production of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, directed by Juliana Skazacek and sponsored by the Wanger Foundation.
Performances of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels will be held Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, February 16th, 17th, and 18th at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, February 19th at 2 p.m.
And again the following Thursday through Saturday, February 23rd, 24th, and 25th at 7:30 p.m.
Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling 451-0764.
Don't miss LTO's production of
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Welcome back. Time to wrap up our program here on this Friday, February 17th. Lots of activity here in the studio, but we do want to remind you of a couple of things. Shriners Fundraiser Pancake Breakfast is going on this Sunday, February 19th. It's at the Eagles. It's from 8 to 12:15. Advance tickets are still available for $5 from Kottke Jewelers, the Eagles Club, or Shrine members. They will be $6 at the door. Entertainment on deck for you during the Pancake Breakfast with the Little German Band, and then, of course, those ever-popular Shriner clowns will be there with their balloon creations and all those fun things that they always do. Also, this coming Sunday, February 19th, there will be a piano concert in the Performing Arts Hall at the Owatonna Arts Center. New Zealand pianist Nicola Melville will be there, and again, that's at 2 o'clock this Sunday. We remind you also the artist exhibit with artist Sandra Dowd remains in the Owatonna Arts Center in the gallery until February 26th, so you have a little bit of time to still take advantage of that. You might want to do that when you're there for the piano concert on Sunday. We get to this time of the year and we know that we have scholarships to announce, and so a couple of them are the Little Theater of Owatonna is seeking eligible candidates for its 2012 Vita Alexander LTO Scholarship. Graduating high school students who have been accepted at an accredited 2- or 4-year college for a full-time course of study and have an interest in the performing arts are eligible. Details and forms for the application. You can either go to the Little Theater of Owatonna website, or interested students, of course, can contact their guidance counselor for the application form. 2 recommendations are required and should be sent directly to the scholarship chairperson. All application components should be postmarked by Monday, April 2nd, so while that may seem a little ways away, it's going to come up quickly for you, and those scholarship recipients then are announced during the LTO summer production, June 15th, Three Little Pigs Out West. Another scholarship, too, from the Owatonna Hospital Auxiliary. They're accepting applications from students planning or attending a college, university, or graduate health care program, and their completed applications are required by March 31st, so a similar deadline there for you, and we want to make sure you stop by your guidance counselor office, too, to pick up those applications and access those. Coming up on next week's programs, we will be talking about the Crisis Resource Center, the Owatonna High School Musical, Safe and Drug-Free Coalition, our Hometown Sampler, and British Brew Fest for Culture Fest, all coming up next week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you then.